Hey guys, what's up? Here is Max. Ever since Dragon Ball Super started, everyone has known of the great power of the Gods of Destruction, especially Beerus, the destroyer of Universe 7. We also know that Beerus has a brother, Champa, who may not be as powerful as he is, but he's very strong too. But have you ever wondered what it would be like if Beerus and Champa fused? How would this divine warrior be born? What would his power level be? And more importantly, would he be a danger to our heroes? In this video, I'm going to tell you all about it. Stay connected in the channel and let's go to the video. Everything was normal on Universe 6's planet Namek, and the Namekians thought that this would just be another ordinary day at work. But they stopped thinking like that when someone landed in the main village of the planet, where the Grand Guru was. The one who just arrived was Champa, who was alone. The God of Destruction immediately requested a meeting with the Guru, whose guards were Saunel and Pilina, the two strongest Namekians in this universe. Saunel and Pilina asked Champa where Vados is, since it's not common to see him around without her. Champa responds that what he wants to do is to talk and doesn't concern Vados, or rather, she can't even know he's there. Champa asked Vados to do something for him that would take some time, and he took the time to go there. The Guru and his bodyguards are worried, because if Vados cannot know about that conversation, it is because Champa wants to do something very wrong. Since he doesn't have much time, Champa cuts to the chase and tells them to gather the Dragon Balls as he wants to use them. The Guru politely denies it, but Champa says it wasn't a request, it was an order. The Hakaishin points his hand at the old Namekian and says that if he doesn't obey, the entire Namekian race and planet Namek will be destroyed. Even though they knew they had no chance against the God of Destruction, Saunel and Pilina were willing to fight to protect the Guru and the planet. But the Guru did not allow them to fight and ordered them to do as Champa ordered. Before long, all the Dragon Balls were gathered and Champa ordered them to summon the dragon god of that planet. When the dragon appeared, Champa asked him to make him immune to the great Zeno's powers. Champa wished that he could no longer be killed by the Omni Kings. The dragon says that he could not fulfill such a wish, as his power cannot surpass the power of the Supreme God. Champa is disappointed with the answer, but he has an idea and changes his wish. He asks the dragon to tell him if there is any way to become immune to Zeno's absolute power. To everyone's surprise, the dragon says, yes, there is a way. He tells that in the past, the greatest among all dragon gods, Zalama, granted the Omni King the power to erase any being from the universe that exists. The power was granted by Zalama after a Zeno's wish, but there's a gap in that desire that not even Zeno knows about. After the dragon tells him Zeno's secret, Champa is very surprised. And before I tell you how Champa can become immune to Zeno's ability, I want to say that in Dragon Ball Hakai, there are also beings that are immune to this ability, and they want to destroy the entire multiverse. How will gods and mortals deal with these beings that not even the Omni King can handle? If you want to know, please help us to continue the production of the Dragon Ball Hakai manga. To do this, you must sign up to our Patreon, and starting from a very small amount, you will be able to have some benefits here on the channel, in addition to helping us produce the continuation of Dragon Ball Hakai. Click the link in the video description to learn more. We're counting on you. And also, if you're enjoying the story of this video so far, leave your like, because if this video reaches the minimum goal of 1,000 likes, we will know that you like it, and this story will have a continuation as soon as possible here on the channel. So leave your like now so you don't forget at the end. On the planet of Beerus, Goku and Vegeta were in the middle of sparring with Whis. Goku was fighting using his true Ultra Instinct. Vegeta was fighting using his Ultra Ego. But even though they were both using their most powerful transformations, Whis was able to easily deal with them. While the other two Saiyans were fighting the Angel in the sky, doing everything to get a hit on him, the third Saiyan on the planet was sitting on the grass below, watching the fight with his mouth open and not even blinking. Next to him were Cheelai and Lemo, relaxing while eating something and having a drink. Cheelai is complaining about these guys just fighting all the time and says it's getting boring. She complains that Broly doesn't even pay attention to them anymore. He only cares about training all the time. Lemo is more understanding and says that apparently this is how Saiyans are, and they have to accept that. While all this was happening, Champa sneaked behind a tree, and seeing that everyone else on the planet was distracted, he headed towards Beerus' castle in a low flight through the trees. Beerus, as he almost always does, is sleeping. Champa enters the room and flies toward him, being very careful not to touch one of the many explosive alarms scattered around the place. He successfully makes his way to Beerus, and watching his brother closely is comically surprised by the fact that Beerus' sleep seems to get heavier and heavier as the years go by. Champa takes the pair of Potara earrings that he stole from Fuwa, the Kaioshin of his universe. He puts one of them to his ear, and as he walks over to put the other on Beerus, he reflects in disgust on how unpleasant it will be to fuse with his brother. Champa does what he has to do, sticking the earring in Beerus' ear. Universe 7's destroyer wakes up with a fright, reflexively hitting Champa with his tail, throwing him against one of the alarms, which explodes in Universe 6's Hakaishin. Champa complains, yelling at Beerus not to do such things all of a sudden, but Beerus replies that he has to complain, and asks what Champa is doing in his room. At that moment, Beerus notices something strange, and putting his hand on his ear, he feels the Potara earrings. He looks at his brother's ear and sees that he is also wearing the earrings. Beerus despairs and asks what Champa is doing, at the same time that a supernatural force begins to pull him out of the place. While also being pulled out by the same force as Beerus, Champa apologizes, saying that unfortunately it was necessary. As the two are drawn towards each other, Beerus screams in despair. They collide and an intense light is emanated. Whis is training with Goku and Vegeta when he notices something and stops the fight. A second later, Beerus' great castle explodes, surprising and frightening everyone on the planet. Whis, Vegeta, Goku, and Broly approach the explosion site and see the new being that has just been born come out of the smoke. Everyone is very surprised to see that creature who introduces himself as neither Beerus nor Champa. His name is Chamrus, and he is the supreme god of destruction. Whis warns everyone to be very careful with this being, as his aura is much more aggressive than Beerus and Champa separately. It's as if all the evil and desire for destruction present in them has increased. After warning mortals of this, Whis asks Chamrus why he exists. Since Beerus was sleeping in the castle, he can only assume that Champa was responsible for this, and Whis wants to know why. Chamrus explains that Zeno's tyranny of absolute power has something Chamrus couldn't stand anymore, and so he decides to put an end to it. Champa discovered that there was a gap in Zeno's ability to erase anything that exists in the universe. The flaw of this ability is that if two beings from different universes fuse, the creature that is born is not from any universe, so Zeno cannot erase it. That's the flaw in his desire for Zalama that even he doesn't know about. Knowing this, Champa stole the Potara earrings of his universe's Kaioshin and came to fuse with Beerus. Since Beerus is his twin brother, there was no chance of the fusion going wrong, and also the fact that they hated each other as rivals increased the power of the fusion. Whis asks what Chamrus wants to do. What is his goal? Chamrus says that Beerus and Champa are complete useless, and that they don't adequately do their jobs as gods of destruction. But he will, and he will start with the two weakest and most useless humans present in that place. After saying that, Chamrus points one of his hands towards the region of the planet where Lemmo and Chilai are, and then he snaps his fingers and a huge explosion occurs. This act leaves everyone in shock, especially Broly, who upon seeing that the two people he loved the most in the world have died, is in complete shock, even being paralyzed for a few seconds. But it doesn't take long for the static face of someone in shock to change to the face of someone at the highest level of rage. Vegeta and Goku try to tell Broly to calm down, but it's useless. The power of the legendary Super Saiyan is released in the form of a huge explosion, which just doesn't hurt the other two Saiyans because of the energy shield created by Whis. After transforming into his berserk form, Broly heads towards Chamrus to attack the new god of destruction with all his fury. Well guys, the story stops here today. Like I said before, if you like this story and want to see a sequel, make this video reach the goal of 1,000 likes. If the video gets at least 1,000 likes, we'll bring you part 2 as soon as possible, telling you how Broly's fight against the fusion of Beerus and Champa would be, and also how the divine hierarchy of the multiverse would react to the fusion of two gods of destruction. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel, and don't miss part 2. Also, share with your friends to reach the like goal faster. And don't forget to go check out our Patreon. Dragon Ball Hakai needs you. Until next time, goodbye.